Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Dr. Kenyon Hackworth again from Healthy You, Wealthy You. Last month, I made a video saying that I had lost $88,000 on these two stocks since the beginning of the year. Today, I am giving an update. And guess what? I made $88,000 on the same two stocks in 1 month. How? By doing absolutely nothing. All right. So listen, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, and share. This is about compounding. This is about long-term investing. This is about you doing nothing and identifying great businesses and allowing them to compound. What are these two companies? My top two companies, my favorite two, the best two fastest growing companies that I own. These two are Broadcom and Nvidia. I'm going to post the link below of the previous video, so you can go back and watch that one too. This one's going to be shorter. So I'm gonna give a quick recap. So I posted this chart showing the differences in the end of the year and on Easter Sunday. So Broadcom, ticker symbol AVGO, you see on the top left. On December 31st, the stock price was $231.84. So those 772 plus shares were worth $179,000. Nvidia, on December 31st, the stock price was $134.29. So those 1,260 shares that were bought in 2020 were worth $169,000. So collectively, they were worth $348,314.90. Now, because of all the tariff stuff and all the stuff that was going on, there was a drop in share prices, in the stock prices, in the stock market in general. People were freaking out about tariffs and people running out selling it. Listen, if you own good businesses, you don't have to do anything. You do nothing. Just allow the management to run the business. So on April 20th, with Easter Sunday, I think, there $170.99 was the price of Broadcom. So at that particular point in time, the share price, or the number of shares, or 772 shares, had dropped to $132,000. And Nvidia, the price had dropped from $134 to $101.49. So those 1,260 shares were now worth $127,913. So collectively, on that point, they were worth $259,977.73. So you can see the difference from $348,000 to $259,000 was a difference of $88,000 that the price had decreased in those particular shares. Now, I didn't freak out because I know they're great businesses. Fast forward 1 month, just 1 month, the price of Broadcom was $230 on May 19th. The price of Broadcom closed at $230.63, and the price of Nvidia closed at $135.57. So you fast forward and look at the particular growth of those particular shares. Now you can see that those same 772.348 shares are now worth $178,000. Those Nvidia 1,260 shares are worth $135.57. Are worth $170,867. So collectively, they're worth $348,993. So basically, they were back to where they were at the beginning of the year. And I did absolutely nothing. Now, here's the kicker. These were the shares that I bought in 2020. This does not include any other purchases or any other shares I bought since that time. This is the growth from $36,624. So that's $21,000 invested in Broadcom and $15,000 invested in Nvidia. So that $36,000 has grown to roughly $350,000 in 4 years. In 4 years. Now let me put that into perspective. So that $36,000 has grown to $348,000 in 4 years. Let me explain the power of compounding. Now, every professional money manager or advisor say, well, they can get you 8% rate of return. That's the average, 8% rate of return. 8% rate of return means your money doubles every 9 years. The rule of 72. 72 divided by your growth rate tells you how long it takes for your money to double. So if I had given, say, a professional manager $40,000 to manage for me, and they average the customary 8% rate of returns, that means it would double every 9 years. So 40,000 would double to 80,000, and by year 9, it would double from 80 to 160,000 by year 18, and it would double from 160,000 to 320,000 by year 27. So $40,000, the 8% rate of return by a professional, it would take them 27 years to grow my money from 40,000 to 320,000. But by identifying two outstanding companies, I did it in 4 years. By 4 years. And a lot of people will say, oh, you got to take profit. You got to move the money around. Why would I sell out of two businesses that I know are great businesses, that are run by great people, that I constantly watch and follow, that are going to be worth, over the next 5 to 10 years, multiple millions of dollars? Just to take profit, just because somebody says, oh, you got to take profit and rebalance and move your money elsewhere. No. I'm a business owner. You identify great businesses, you can own them for the rest of your life. You can reap the benefits of planting a seed decades into the future. So, best thing I said, become a long-term investor and identify great businesses, own them. Let management runs the business and leave them alone and let them compound. I don't do any calls, puts. I don't do any options. I don't short sell. I don't do any of that stuff. But yeah, for the last 9 years, I've averaged 23% rate of return per year by just owning good businesses. And it can be duplicated. So own good businesses. And then this is, again, showing that if you own good businesses, the best thing to do is nothing. All this stuff with the tariffs and people freaking out and trying to jump from one place to the next. Oh, I need to get out of the market and get back in. You might have some scary advisor who's like, oh, we got to get you out of the market and then we'll get you back in. Oh, we need to move here. We need to go to cash. All this stuff right here. You got to ask yourself, are they doing you more harm than good? I don't know. That's one of the reasons why I would never have anybody, quote unquote, managing my money. I don't, because I know the work that I put in. I know the hundreds of books that I read and the thousands of hours of research that I put in to be able to invest and identify certain things. So listen, you find good businesses, just own them. That's all you have to do. All this stuff, the stock market, they make it so much more complicated than it has to be when it's strictly about owning good assets and then allowing them to compound. You can do all that other stuff if you want to, if you get great results. I choose not to. All right. So identify great businesses, invest for the long term. Get out of this casino type mindset. It's not about making quick profits. It's about building long-term, sustainable wealth. Until next time, I will talk to you later. Have a great day.